Hello there, TJ Bellotti again. Thanks for stopping back. I want to talk about a topic that actually crosses any type of business. It doesn't matter if your business is like a service or quote unquote blue collar or white collar. It doesn't matter. What it deals with is what work should you take in your business. Now, as a complete startup, let's say you're starting tomorrow. You don't even have a client yet. The business you take is just about anything you can get, sort of. You obviously want that first client or two so you can start to get some traction, start to make a few dollars, and start to build a few people that you can use as references. But if you are going out as a contractor, let's say you want to start a roofing business, and the first roof that calls you is massive, and it has 18 different peaks on it, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and you know in your heart this is just a little too big. Don't take it, because the worst thing that could happen is you could end up with a horrible experience, and then it'll completely sap your energy to keep going. Two, it could land you in some hot water, and three, you end up with a bad reference instead of a good reference. Go find an easy roof. But what about the professional side? Let's say you are a web designer or an accountant or an insurance broker. Let's say you've been working as an insurance agent for years and you want to start your own brokerage firm. You really should have an idea of the type of business or industry you want to work in and focus on that industry. So do you take the very first person that comes along? Sure, if they fit your profile or if they're close. But there are some clients that should not be clients. And that's true of any business. There's an old adage, and we've all heard it, that the customer's always right. No, they're not. Sometimes the customer's a complete loon. And I don't mean that in the sense that they are truly a loon. I mean that in the sense that they don't understand what it is that you actually do, or they don't understand what it takes to do what you actually do. We have had plenty of clients in our cleaning business that think we should be able to get a certain amount of work done in 4 hours. Well, it's physically impossible. And we're professionals. We know what we're doing. We can do this better than almost anybody. But if the client thinks or has an incorrect interpretation of what it is we can do, then we don't want them as clients. Again, at the beginning, we take anything that comes along, right? We walk up to the first house that we're going to do a bid in, or the first client comes through the door and we start consulting with them about a website design or about social media marketing or whatever it is that our business is going to do. And we get excited because we finally got somebody to respond to our business. And we think, see, people do like us. They are going to come through the door. But if their expectations are completely incorrect, if there is an opportunity for them to really taint how your business starts or how your business runs, because this is true also of after you've been in business for 20 years. To this day, if we get a phone call and we know it is not a correct client, we don't take the business. And we want the business, believe me, I want to grow every day. But if a client comes along and they're just not right for us, we're not even going to go talk to them. We'll be obviously very professional about it. But let me give you a quick example. We are primarily just a residential cleaning company. We do everything for a house, inside and outside. But if a restaurant calls and says, hey, would you come do a bid for clean our restaurant? We'll tell them, thank you so much for the phone call and thank you for thinking of us. But no, we don't do that type of work because it would totally change our business model. So again, at the beginning, we get all excited. We're psyched because somebody called us and we're willing to do almost anything for almost any price. Let's say our fee for, let's say we start a social media marketing firm and our fee is $40 an hour for us to take care of your social media marketing. And the potential client says, no, I'll give you $30. And we say, no, we'll take $37.50. And they say, all right, we'll give you $25. And you say, no, okay, we'll take $30. Well, can you make money at $30 an hour? Now, there might be a time where you say, you know what, I'm not going to make as much as I should, but I really need a good solid reference, or this client could lead to the next client, or I know somebody that's connected with this potential client who I want to be a client. then there are some other areas to consider. But you have to do that analysis whenever you're choosing clients, or once you accept a client and you start down the road with them. What if they are a very small client and you're taking up 30% of your time? Is it worth keeping them as a client? Probably not, unless you don't have any other clients, and then probably so. Now, I know some of that sounds contradictory, but it's really not. You have to really analyze where you are every day and say, where am I in comparison to where I want to be? Where am I in comparison to where I should be? Does this client deserve this much of my time and energy for the amount that they're paying me? Now, sometimes that's as simple as calling the client and say, look, I'm going to have to change your rate a little bit. And we do it. We'll go out and we'll give a bid on a house or a quote on a house. And the employees will go do the job and they'll come back and they'll say, look, for us to do that house in the future, I'm going to need an extra hour. We might have to call that client and say, look, I'm sorry, we missed a little bit on our quote. In order for us to continue working with you, the price is actually going to have to be X instead of Y. And sometimes we lose that client. Sometimes we just eat the loss because we don't want to lose the client because it might be a neighborhood we're just trying to make inroads into. So we'll take that little bit of a hit in order to work our way into the rest of the neighborhood. So keep that in mind whenever you're dealing with clients and potential clients. You have to play more of a chess game. This isn't checkers. You don't just look at one client at a time necessarily. You need to look at how is this going to affect my business, my reputation, and my next client. Or there's an old adage that 80% of your time goes into 20% of your clients, and that calculus can be applied to almost anything. It's largely true. And what you want to try to do is flatten that out so that you're giving the correct amount of effort to each of your clients and you're not wasting 80% of your time for someone that's only giving you 20% of your profits. So consider some of those things. If you have any questions about them, because like I said, I know it's a little bit convoluted, it's a little bit contradicting at times. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll be glad to talk about them in particular. Don't forget to subscribe up here if you'd like. And we'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.